Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now celebrating 17 years of broadcasting success, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again here on your community station, WYAD 94.1 FM, as well as through our online affiliates around the world. We're glad you all could be with us as well. We are gearing up for the 6th anniversary celebration for Max WYAD 94.1 FM this coming up Saturday, September the 12th. Excited about that opportunity. You guys can join us virtually through our Facebook page. One of the honorees, though, for this event is actually joining me today. We're excited to welcome Melissa Banks back to our program. She's a master event planner, an entrepreneur, motivational speaker, and author. We'll talk to Melissa not only about the year that's been 2020 for her, but also what it's been like for her to do work that she loves, as well as, of course, what she wants you all to know about what's possible when it comes to pursuing your own goals and dreams. Melissa, welcome back to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, the pleasure is definitely all mine. Excited about your being one of our Mississippi Success honorees this year. And really excited, Melissa, to be able to watch your growth, to watch your commitment, but also to be able to watch your excellence as it's been able to unfold since the time I've known you. I want to begin there. I mean, 2020 has not been the year that a lot of people thought it should be or would have been for them. But what has it been like for you to see the successes you've been able to have this year, Melissa, in spite of the challenges?
It's been quite an amazing year, even though it's definitely not the year that I thought it would be in January. The year started out amazing with an amazing schedule. My business is nearly 100% face-to-face interaction. So when the pandemic hit in March, it changed the tone of everything that I thought it would be, everything that I thought it would happen. And I thought it would be horrible. But things turned around, and it's amazing how so much good could come out of a season that didn't look or feel and still don't look and feel real good. But a lot of good came out of it. So it's been an amazing year for me and my company.
Yeah, and it's also, we should say, Melissa, for anyone who is not following you on social media, namely on Facebook, we definitely want to invite them to do that, but you've had some new additions to your business. I mean, what has that been like for you? I'm sure that had to make it exciting, too. What was it like for you to see the expansions you've been able to have this year?
Well, what I had to do, Cyrus, is I had to change my mindset. I had to figure out how my business model needed to change in order to succeed in the current environment. So what I did was I invested in some support and in some training to learn some new things, how my business could thrive. And one of those things was virtual event planning. We create life's moments, great moments for our clients in person, but what we found this year and never would have looked at probably was that virtual events can be just as amazing. We can create just some wonderful experiences even in the virtual environment. So therefore, now we can create those moments both virtually and online. And also what we found is people were excited about the virtual event planning. So once that started, and we got some mentorship from David Tutera, we're in a David Tutera mentorship program right now, so it has really changed and evolved our business.
I love that you mentioned mindset, Melissa. It's one of those things that I tell people all the time. I mean, if you do not change your mindset, you will not be able to move forward. And I think in changing your mindset, though, it definitely takes some courage. Was it an easy thing for you to do, Melissa, or did you realize that if your business was going to be able to move in this year and in this season, that you had to do it?
I believe I had to do it. It was go away or find a way to evolve. It was not a good feeling, and it was scary. It was extremely scary because basically day after day after day, my live events were canceling. Now, we hold live events for up to 600 people and more, so those events were going away, so it was a very scary moment. That's why pivoting and changing my mindset, I had to start with my mindset. I had to do it, and I had to do it in the midst of being horribly afraid that it was not going to work.
Yeah. The other thing that you mentioned that I want our audience to really capture and to take in, Melissa, is that you were not afraid to adapt and that you did additional training, even though you had been successful in your event planning business, you know that if you were going to take advantage of the virtual realm, something that was new for you, you had to do that. Is that one of the things that you've been telling people about, the importance of realizing where you may need to be able to get a little extra help, extra training, extra support in order to be able to fulfill that new season?
Absolutely. First of all, you have to acknowledge for yourself that you need the additional training. You need to take a look at where you are. What is it that I don't know? Where is it that I want to go? And then go get the training and the skills. I had to literally go get training in technology, some aspects of technology that wasn't my skill set at the beginning of the year. So I had to go get that additional training. I had to make up my mind that I want this to work and I want to be able to provide excellence to my clients. Therefore, I have to learn what I don't know. One of the biggest things I find, Cyrus, is people have a problem with admitting what they don't know. And that problem can hold you back from moving forward.
So true. So true. I've definitely realized that for myself. For those who are just tuning in, either on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. We're excited to welcome back my friend Melissa Banks to the program. We're talking to Melissa not only about what it's like for her to evolve her event planning business, but also to be able to expand upon that business this year. She's also one of our Mississippi Success honorees this year that we're going to be celebrating during the 6th anniversary celebration for Max WYAD 94.1 FM. I'll remind you guys of that at the end of our broadcast. So, Melissa, you are an example. You are someone who I have a great deal of respect for. I appreciate you not only as a friend, but also as an entrepreneur. Other people do as well. So I have to ask you, what has that been like for you to be respected as someone who is not only a trailblazer, but an example of what's possible?
Wow. It's an amazing, unexpected experience. I believe that God will bless us in the famine. God will bless us beyond what we can ask or think, because there's no part of me that would have thought to ask for people to look to me for an answer or look to me for a model or to be where I am today. I wouldn't have dreamed that. And I always say to people, my heart didn't know to dream that. But it's happened, and I treasure it, and I honor it, and I find it that it inspires me as I inspire others. So it's an amazing experience for me, both inside and out, in good times and in the difficult days. It helps you get through those moments as well.
You mentioned, of course, what we did not know 2020 was going to be. You began this year on a very big high, hosting a women's entrepreneurial event in Mississippi. I want to talk about that. I mean, how is that event and the success of that event, Melissa, kind of kept you motivated? Because I think so many times, I know for myself, I can speak personally, that a lot of times when I'm thinking about a challenge or difficult times, I think about what I've been able to already do and celebrate that, and that kind of motivates me as I move forward. How is that event and beginning the year literally on that high note, how has that helped you through those difficult times?
That event, Cyrus, was a dream come true for me. That event helped me to pour into women entrepreneurs and inspire them. Some of the stories that the women share with me following the event and continue to share. Just recently, I ran into someone who was at that event, and she shared with me how that event changed her entire direction. So I pull on that, especially in this season. I pull on those experiences, that moment where that event uplifted and encouraged so many women entrepreneurs, or those who were on the edge and hadn't really decided to be an entrepreneur yet, but it pushed them into making that decision. And so I pull on that right now. I can go back to that moment now, or pictures from that moment, and literally relive the feeling I felt that morning. And that pushes me to work harder, to keep going, to not to quit. All those things that we as women in that room celebrated that day, it lifts me up today.
Yeah. Is it easy for you, as I've referred to you now a couple of times, about to do it a third, that you are one of our Mississippi Success honorees this year at the station WYAD 94.1 FM. Has it been easy for you to embrace being a success story?
No, it's not. I am so honored to be included in the amazing people that you're honoring that day, and to see my name alongside of them is it's like it's a dream, and it's a dream that I'm so honored and excited to be a part of, and thankful. I found that in this season and in other season, but mostly in this season, I've just been leaning into gratitude. I'm just so grateful that I offered something, that somebody saw something in me that says, you know what, she did a good job. She is doing a good job, and she's pushing and inspiring others to do a good job as well. I've been in my business for 20 years, and this is an amazing milestone, one that I will hold close to my heart and remember forever. I am absolutely honored and amazed that I'm one of the people that you're honoring that day.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank WYAD 94.1 FM for the opportunity to do it. They started honoring our Mississippi Success honorees last year during their 5th year anniversary. So I'm so glad that they have continued that this year. Some of our audience may remember we actually announced it last year who the honorees for this year were going to be. We did not know at the time, though, how things are going to be changing. Typically, right. I've been with the station now for 5 of their 6 years, and we've always had the events in person. I mean, had over 100 people show up, Melissa, every year, at these events. And so this is our first year doing it virtually. And I'm excited about that, really, because now the world can celebrate you guys with us. So I want to now take this moment to let our audience know how they can be a part of this. Again, the Mississippi Success honorees are being honored during the 6-year anniversary celebration for Max WYAD 94.1 FM on Saturday, September the 12th at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, so that's 3 p.m. Pacific. You guys don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to get dressed. All you have to do is go to facebook.com/WYAD 94.1 FM. You can join us live for the program. I will be your gracious host, and I will be actually joining you guys live from Yazoo City, from the radio station, but the other honorees will be joining us virtually from wherever they are. I do think one of them will actually be there in person with us, but the rest will be joining us virtually. So we have Melissa Banks, who I'm speaking with now. We have Dennis Perkins. We're going to be honoring him and the work that he's doing. We have Deborah Hunter, who's a chef and author. We're going to be recognizing her. We have Pauline Rogers, who's a powerful community activist, an individual doing amazing work. She'll be honored, as well as recording artist Vic Allen. So I invite you guys to join us again on Saturday, September the 12th at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific for the 6th anniversary celebration of WYAD 94.1 FM and this year's Mississippi Success honorees that Melissa Banks is one of them. So, Melissa, in our final words here, and definitely appreciate you taking out this time to be with us, what advice or what word of encouragement would you give to people out there? You mentioned something interesting, people who may be on the fence. What advice would you give to those people on the fence about going forward, whatever their goal and dream might be, regardless of the circumstances they see in front of them? I would say to anyone that's trying to decide, is this something I want to do? Is this something I can do? It's too much, I want to quit. Take that out of your mindset. Your mindset. Tell yourself that you can do it no matter what. Just make the decision that I'm doing it, and no matter what it looks like, I'm pushing through it, and I'm getting what I need in order to be successful. Get clear about your visions and goals. What is it that you want to do, and then just get started. You can get started and go from there. The thing is to just get started. I am so grateful for being here today. I'm grateful for the Mississippi Success stories, just being honored. There is such a great, I'm so grateful for it. And there have been many moments that I could have stopped, that I could have made the decision to stop. And instead, I made the decision that I would not quit. And that's what you have to do. Make the decision that you're not going to quit and change your mindset to a winning mindset, because if you can see yourself winning, then you can win. Melissa Banks, everyone, master event planner, entrepreneur, motivational speaker, and author, has been our guest. Melissa, always a pleasure. How can our audience stay connected with you and keep up with what's coming up next for you? Please visit us on Facebook. We're on Facebook at DMD Event Planning 2014. And we're on Instagram at DMD Event Planning and Design. We're also on our website,
at dmdeventplanninganddesign.com.
All right, Melissa, again, thank you so much for the time. I appreciate you and all the great work that you're doing, and looking forward to our next conversation together, Melissa.
Thank you so much. Have a great day, Cyrus.
You do as well. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live.